Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Timmy Treacle, and today I am doing my Throwback Thursday movie review for you guys. And last night, having a conversation with my nephew, Ozzy, we were talking about what are some of our favorite all-time comedies. Specifically, what would be our top two go-to comedy movies that we think are just the perfect movies. For me personally, number one was The Hangover. Number two was Wedding Crashers. But I will admit, though, there are a lot of comedy movies out there that I have given perfect scores to. Trading Places, National Lampoon's Vacation, Animal House, Christmas Vacation. The list goes on and on. Dumb and Dumber. There's just so many great comedies out there. But to be able to pick just two that I think are perfect was really hard, but I think I did a good job at that. And my Throwback Thursday movie review is going to be the one I mentioned first, and that is The Hangover. The Hangover was released on June 5th, 2009. It is a comedy film that received positive reviews from critics and fans. Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times gave it 3.5 out of 4 stars. On Cinema Score, it has an average grade of an A. It has a 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb, a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 92% on Google. This movie had a $35 million budget. It made $467.5 million at the box office, became one of the biggest movies of 2009. The movie was directed by Todd Phillips and written by John Lucas and Scott Moore. And this movie spawned 2 sequels, The Hangover 2 in 2011 and The Hangover 3 in 2013, completing the trilogy. This movie stars Bradley Cooper, Ed Helms, Zach Galifianakis, Justin Bartha, Heather Graham, Ken Jeong, Mike Tyson as himself, and Mike Epps. And this movie won the Golden Globe for Best Picture, Comedy, or Musical at the Golden Globes, which was freaking awesome. Now, getting to this movie, we have friends Phil, Stu, and Doug, along with Alan, who is an immature old man-child who does have ADHD. Phil, played by Bradley Cooper, is a teacher. Stu is a dentist, and Doug is their friend that is getting married. They decide to head to Vegas for the bachelor party and everything. While they're there, they get really messed up. They wake up the next morning not remembering what the hell happened. The 3 guys come out, Stu, Phil, and Alan, but there's one problem. Their friend Doug is missing. So, throughout this movie, we see them backtrack their steps and find out where the hell is Doug. So they traipse all over Vegas. They get into it with gangsters, with a lot of different people in this movie. They end up at a wedding chapel. They end up at Mike Tyson's house, which is freaking hilarious. My favorite scene with Mike Tyson in this movie is when he's in the hotel room because he wants his animal back that the guy stole from Mike Tyson's house. Later on in the movie, you do see the video of that, and it's freaking hilarious. But this movie, we have not only great performances by the lead characters, but there are some great performances by some side characters as well. Most notably, I love Heather Graham as Jade. She plays a stripper. We meet Mr. Chow, played by Ken Jeong. Of course, I said we meet Mike Tyson. And then we meet Black Doug, played by Mike Epps in this movie. Mike Epps in this movie, what we find out later on, is he sold some stuff to Alan, which was supposed to be something else, but turned out to be roofies. And pretty much the guys were roofied by Alan, and they wake up not remember anything. But getting back to the missing Doug, eventually they do find him. But where they find him, I found to be really, really hysterically funny. Um, but throughout this movie, like I said, they get into a lot of different problems. Another funny moment is when they're driving the car around and Mr. Chow ends up popping out of the trunk naked, which is freaking hysterical. Uh, Also, there are some moments uh, early on in the movie where we meet, at first meet Alan. I think it's just hysterical. Zach Galifianakis is just just hilariously funny in this movie. His fanny pack, uh, just it's just a great movie. But eventually, they find Doug on the roof of their hotel with a mattress. He's really burnt to a crisp. And the day they find him, they have so many hours to get back to the wedding, and it is just amazing how they do that. When they get back home, he gets married, but Stu and his lady are at odds, and they end up calling it quits. And then at the end of the movie, we get to see all the pictures that the guys took during that night, and a lot of them is stuff we didn't see in the movie. And I thought that to be a um, great addition to this movie. Is there's a lot of stuff we didn't get to see, which makes it even funnier when we see the photos. And that was a great formula for this movie, and pretty much what they did in the second movie as well. And as I said, this movie did spawn two sequels. The next movie, a lot of people say it's the same as the first movie, which sort of is. I don't think it's completely like the first movie, but I found it to be even more hysterical than the first one. Um, Not saying I like the second one over the first one, but I found it to be just as funny. And when Stu sings his little songs that he makes up in the movie are just great. Uh, and the one in the second movie is just phenomenal. But as the Hangover goes, to me, this is a perfect comedy, and it is one of my all-time favorites. It's definitely one of the best of the 2000s decade, and I would even say that the sequels are some of the best comedies of the 2010s decade. The comedies have kind of dried up here a lot lately, and we don't get very many good ones anymore. So, but with that being said, though, I gave The Hangover a 10 out of 10 and two thumbs up. So, in the comment section below, give me your thoughts and opinions on this movie, and which one is your favorite and which one is your least favorite. I would say a lot of people would go with number three, but who knows? For me personally, I love the trilogy. I will say the third movie is the weakest, but I still enjoy it. And as a trilogy, I think it's one of the better trilogies out there. If I'm being honest, the budget for these three movies total was $218 million. These movies made $1,416,000,000 at the box office. So over $1 billion profit off this trilogy. That is very successful, despite what critics say. Now, the movies did cost more as they went on. The budget for the second movie was $80 million, and the budget for the third movie was $103. And the Rotten Tomatoes scores, of course, went down as well from 78% for the first movie to 33, and then to 20. But CinemaScore disagrees with Rotten Tomatoes, as with the second movie, they gave it an average grade of an A minus, and they gave the third movie an average grade of a B. So a lot of people agree with me. This is one of the better trilogies out there, according to CinemaScore, and that's my opinion as well. But the first movie will always be my favorite. It was groundbreaking. It delivered a lot of laughs and a lot of things we never did see in comedies before, especially with the use of the camera and showing us stuff that we didn't get to see in the movie. I thought was phenomenal. So, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button. If you like this review, hit that like button and click that notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload videos to my channel. But I thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for a special ranking list here shortly. But thanks for watching, and check you later.